Oh, no.
Hey, we're in Champ Select.
And we got ball back.
And an Aatrox ban.
And a golden glue.
So we got some player cams for you here today, folks. Hope you're ready for it.
I'm sad that Aatrox got banned. I really wanted to see the Aatrox Yumi.
But at the same time, you said it yourself.
Yeah,
FlyQuest is going to ban Aatrox.
You have to.
You cannot get around.
Blabber plays it. Golden Glue plays it. There's too many people that play it. The Kali and Aurelia ban. The Aurelia, actually, both those bans are probably aimed at Strumpus. Oh, it's actually Wadid playing instead of JJ.
Oh, okay. So we got a little.
I have notes on that too.
Yeah, Wadid. The
prepared.
other support coming in for FlyQuest. He has played a couple games on the big stage, but coming into Academy, I'm sure he's able to make quite the difference.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how he plays because historically, Tom Kench, Alistar, Braum have really been his go-tos, much more of that tank style, try to peel for your AD carry. So that's probably what they're going to try to go for. And I believe the Taric ban is to make sure there's no Taric Sona, not the Taric Yumi. I am a proponent of it, but I don't think many people have caught on to that yet.
Well, that means they have an idea for their first pick. I would love to see them picking, let's see, what's available right now? Alistar still very much available. Diamond would love to get that in his hands.
Thresh.
He
definitely was undefeated last split.
LeBlanc going away. Jukes could get Riven or Yasuo if he really wanted it, but a first pick seems a little risky.
Yeah, I was like, I think you wait on that. I think you try to see if you can get a good counter pick for Jukes. The Rise, I think, is a great pick because it can be flexed to Jukes.
I agree.
But it's still, we're expecting it onto Golden Glue.
Jukes, not really much of a mage player, but at the same time, when you're at that high of an elo, when you have that many skills, that's the Yumi coming out first of the season, first in competitive, if I'm not mistaken.
But look at that, the pick away of Sivir. You cannot give up the Sivir Yumi, so getting Sivir and Nautilus makes it so that you have that kill threat. Probably going to be the Ezreal that gets locked in right here for Aerie, just to give him that added safety into this kind of lane. But it's not as strong as you would be if you had the Sivir Yumi.
No, but you do have the maximal safety against Nautilus, a pick we have not talked about. I personally forgot because I've perma-banned him in every single game that I have ever played. Zaya, another fantastic matchup with Yumi.
I still take credit, by the way, for AP and Nautilus. Nobody will give me this. I literally played it last year, and nobody will recognize that I am someone who is like, this is a good thing.
It also got buffed in 9-9.
Yeah, and I was playing it before that. So
it's probably not going to happen. Diamond's
undefeated, by the way. Just letting you know.
Diamond's still very much a tank support player.
Yeah.
And Nautilus is exceedingly strong.
It's not going to. Though Golden Glue has been practicing it, I'm expecting it to be the Rise. Now we're getting into the second part of bans. We're seeing Gnar. I'm surprised to see that ban because that's usually been an Engo pick. Engo actually likes to go for Gnar when not on tanks. So trying to make sure that they cannot set up the split push coming in from Jukes, trying to see if he can really dominate that lane in the top side.
But Jukes still has a lot of split pushers available, and they're just going to both target the top lane. Kennen now going away, making sure Engo doesn't have another ranged Yordle available to him.
Yeah, and I'm kind of surprised to see the Kennen. We haven't really seen too much of that out of Engo in competitive play. Probably something that they've been seeing from scrims a little bit more as Rek'Sai banned away from Blabber. When not on Kindred, Rek'Sai was the backup for Blabber.
Not surprising at all. Jarvan banned. Now junglers now with less of a jungle pool to work with. Excited to see if this is the maxi pickup. I feel like it has to be. Sylas can be flexed. Gragas or Lee Sin.
Though I'm not necessarily as sold on that on Maxi. He hasn't had the best history with playing Lee Sin competitively. So it's something that could be controlled a little bit more by Blabber depending on what he wants to go for, especially if you do end up going for that AP jungler like Gragas, like Lise that got buffed recently to try to make sure that you're controlling him, because I doubt you're going to go Kindred into this matchup.
It's very unlikely, but I'm looking at this FlyQuest Academy composition as a whole. They have a little bit of engage, but they're really going to need Engo to pick one of those tanks in order to round this comp out.
It could be the Sylas top lane, too. This is where you're going to find out what it's going to be. Sejuani. Okay, Sejuani safety, making sure that you have that ability to go for the gank so that you can also set up team fights, get a pick if you need to with the Nautilus. They have great frontline, great damage already from Rise and Sivir as you scale up into the game, but it is a little different from how Cloud9 Academy played last split, where they were much more about trying to make sure that they can dominate early.
Yeah!
There we go. That Shen hover, we're like, no. I saw your face.
That was a very confusing hover, but Jukes got us again, and that will be the Riven coming out. Conqueror Riven so strong on 9.10, able to do so much damage, and the healing that comes in. Once the Death Stance is completed, he will be able to lane against anyone. I'd love to see what FlyQuest brings in against this. It's unlikely that the Sylas is going top. I feel like Strumpus has been playing it.
Yeah, he's been playing it a lot more.
Rumble.
So the Rumble pick up to try to see if you can win a little bit earlier, since you have pretty good base damage on the Rumble and can actually Rumble with the Riven. I'm not.
Them.
Yeah, but Strumpus also has played the Rumble, so is it going to be the Rumble mid?
I still don't feel like that's
at 20
strong
seconds
comp.
I don't think that. Yeah, the one problem with there we go. Okay, that's better.
Okay.
The one thing that is good for them is having that Silas. So being able to steal away Depth Charge, being able to steal away Glacial Prison,
And Realm Warp, which is going to be
Realm Warp.
crucial for this team composition that doesn't have strong engage. If they can get in behind the opponent using that Rise ultimate, they'll be able to have something that they can do in the late game, but otherwise, they are really looking for picks this entire time and nothing else.
I think it's going to be so reliant on Strumpus that it's too situational.
Yeah.
Where you have to make sure he's stealing Realm Warp, where he's stealing Glacial Prison or Depth Charge so they can set up the picks, because otherwise it's going to be on Maxi getting a really good flank and kick to be able to actually do that. And even if they have a good equalizer, it's pretty easy to disengage from that composition that's been drafted on the side of Cloud9 Academy.
Also, if we're talking about the early game, in terms of draft, Cloud9 Academy have winning lanes in literally every single one. Maybe Rise Against Silas is the only one that I think is weak. Otherwise, Sivir Nautilus going to do very well into Xayah Yuumi that don't have an escape until 6.
Right.
And you also have the top lane.
Which is unusual to even think about it, even before we get into Jukes, is thinking about a Sivir lane that is not losing. Because normally Sivir has such low range that the Xayah is able to out-damage her and get to her before she can actually do much and clear out the minion wave. But then you have the Nautilus with the Yuumi as well. Unless we see Wadid playing very aggressively with this Yuumi to make sure to get a lot of poke onto probably, I'd say, Diamond, not even going on to Keith, to make sure that you don't have that engaged threat. It's a little bit risky.
So we were going to go and do a 3-minute ad break.
All right.
And starting now.
Ad break.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
We're just going to talk to you for a little bit. We can talk about Puma. I'm wearing the sweats right now. He's got the sweatshirt on.
Yep.
We are absolute
underneath
fans.
my suit.
Because of course you do. That is just a fashion statement.
It is. This is how you flex on people.
It's definitely the right way to go. I'm also wearing the shoes. Can you see the
I want
logo?
the shoes.
There it is. Boom.
I want
Right
the
there.
shoes.
And so if you want to get shoes like that, go to puma.com. I don't know if it works in Portuguese, but us.puma.com is where you go for US purchases.
It really does.
Yep. Very nice. Otherwise, we got Secret Lab chairs. Pretty good one.
Well, here we don't.
No.
But the players are the ones who need
They
them.
do. You'll see them on cam. They have
Yeah.
them. They are comfortable. They look like they are able to focus because they have the right place to sit down.
They also got really good computers.
They
they're
do.
playing on.
Omen by HP. Beautiful.
Probably drinking some Red Bull.
Absolutely. How could you not? They won't be going anywhere for the game, but afterwards, I'm sure they're going to take their BMWs out. They're going to be doing something
Well,
pretty
no,
cool.
they're gonna go somewhere.
They're going to go.
They're gonna come here.
Yes, they will be here for an after-the-game interview with...
Like he's new or something. Like he doesn't remember the
I'm talking
last
about
year.
after that. I'm sorry. I'm thinking of dinner already. I'm getting pretty hungry myself. I don't know what it is.
I have had a couple donuts today.
2 donuts.
Yeah, that's about it.
What kind of donuts were they?
Were those like crumbly ones, like the coffee ones?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Those are hecka good.
They are. They are really good.
Very good.
But that's all I've eaten today. And what is it, like 3:30 now? I don't have my phone on me.
It is definitely 3:19 at this
I
point.
have
just
my
knew.
notebook. The important
It doesn't
thing.
tell time, though.
I don't need it to tell time. I need it to tell me stats, and that's what it does.
That is a lot of... That actually looked like a little bit of algebra for a second when you got the hypotheses and you got like n-1.
Oh yeah.
It just kind of looks like, something that should be more math class more than League of Legends. But then again, League has a lot of math.
I was about to say stats, dude. Quick stats.
Very, very quick stats.
And Dylan would approve of that.
Yep.
What? Every time we say your name,
My keys fell out of my
I
pants.
heard that. Can you not do that again, Dylan?
Honestly, it's freaking me out, dude. Like, just don't show up when we don't ask for you.
Well, this is why NA's trash. You should always expect a gank.
I can't disagree with that. I mean, you do need to expect ganks, and especially if you're looking at both of these teams. Dylan, which would you say is, I guess, I feel bad saying it this way, less trash?
I already said Cloud9 Academy because at least they have one player who's not just NA.
Even the drafts, they don't matter at all?
No, did you not watch MSI? They don't matter. You can easily end a game 18 minutes with a trash draft.
Well, if I remember correctly, Jensen, a former Cloud9 member, did pick the Lux, and I guess that did work out for them.
Well, that was the only good thing about, Team Liquid is they have Jensen. Because he's from
Because he's
EU.
EU, yeah. I figured you were going in that direction.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, that's also another good thing about Cloud9. They have Svenskeren.
You know,
Yeah.
listing EU players, I'm sure that's fantastic, Dylan, but we need to look at the whole team if we want to think about who's going to be winning this. And I don't know how to say
This is why
this.
NA's bad, because it's just individual players.
I guess you're right, Dylan. And Magical, I think we really just have
I don't
to...
think he's right at all. I disagree with you, Dylan. I think it's down to compositions, and I actually do prefer the Cloud9 Academy composition, mostly because their team fight is much better. Not necessarily because they have winning lanes, but because once they do get to those team fights, it's a little bit more reliable with what they can do. Of course, you do have Wadid on that Yuumi that can offer up a pretty good engage with Final Chapter if you put it on to Maxi as he goes for the kick. I still think that pick potential you get with a Nautilus, with a Sejuani, really will set them up here.
I think Wadid is playing on another level than us because he has chosen to take Arcane Comet instead of the Airy that you would so often see on a Yuumi.
There has been a little bit of debate on that, whether you want more of the poke or whether you want to have a little bit more shielding that comes in from Airy.
Sure.
So I feel like this is fine because this is what he wants to do in lane. You want to really be making sure that you're poking out. You're not really attaching that often. You're going to attach a little bit, then get disengaged, go for the auto attack, go for the prowling projectile to get a little bit more damage. If you need to, zoom is to keep yourself relevant, then attach back to your ADC.
It's you and me in this lane. As we see in the mid, we Golden Glue versus Strompist. And we talked about how Sylas has a pretty good early game, especially taking Aftershock. No surprises here. Able to get a lot of tankiness as we get later into the game. And also, pretty good trading against Arise.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be something that he can easily heal up on if he needs to. He can always just get on top of Rise early. But once Rise scales up, see, got level 2, you can see that Strumpus realized he can't really step up anymore because there's the realm, the prism that can come in every time.
But at the same time, look at the trade. Golden Glue still getting the worst of it, if only because the chains are just so strong coming out of Sylas, even level 2. Not quite finding level 3 yet, but after this wave, he'll get it.
But you also have the Corrupting Pots in lane as Rise to make sure you can survive that. You're not really too worried about that. You're pretty much just trying to play safe until you get to the team fights and scale up a little bit more.
And now looking at this bot lane, Diamond looking for the grab. Does manage to
nice hook getting onto Airy, getting a little bit of damage, but you can see how much Zoomies keeps Airy alive, where no poke really stayed on top of him. Much more of that was put back onto Keith and Diamond.
A lot of that was the early pressure coming in from Airy and Wadid. They pushed the lane in, were able to get it under turret, and there was no way that Keith could actually walk up to support him.
Now Strumpus is getting a little bit worse end in this mid lane, having to use a lot more of the Corrupting Pot stacks than Golden Glue, and having to stay back towards his turret because just auto attacks early on, the range melee disadvantage. We're going to continue to see that escalate more for Golden Glue each minute.
No surprises here, but escalation is exactly what FlyQuest Academy don't want right now. They want to get these early kills, and especially with Maxi on this Lee Sin looking around, trying to get this bottom side Scuttle Crab, he won't be able to gank bot. Just because there's so much push coming in from Airy and Wadid that he has to look mid. But at the same time, Golden Glue is so safe that he's really not got a target to go for.
Not the best hook there. Accidentally hit.
No, it happens
minion.
to the best of
He
us.
was trying to go for the hook onto Airy, even though it's going to be so hard. Look at that. Exhaust and heal from Wadid. Playing it right, as Yuumi, you should
That's
not
correct.
actually take boots, nor should you take flash. You don't need to. You can always just attach to someone who's going to be able to flash out of there, even go for the recalls with whoever your AD carry is.
And not only that, but Airy did take the teleport, which again is correct because you can go on that teleport with them.
Exactly.
Then you pretty much have double the teleports at any given time.
Oh, got to pause.
That's
So
it.
Hopefully going to figure out what's going on with that. Get it all.
Dylan,
You're back.
every single time.
Why do you keep doing that?
I just really wish that we could talk about this game, but Dylan, every single time just coming in for this. Why must
Well,
you be
I
like
want
this?
to talk about the game and what's going wrong. right
Oh,
now.
what do you have to say?
So
this
I
time,
just want to.
Dylan?
I just want to say that the problem here is that you're not having enough aggression come in from every single lane. There should be more fighting early on.
Do you think that that's even possible, though? I keep looking at all these lanes. There's a lot of push coming in from FlyQuest Academy, but there's no way to actually capitalize on that.
Yeah, but it's called getting good. You have to just get good if you want to be able to beat them.
I mean, yeah, getting good is definitely the first step, but it's not just about outplaying your opponents. It's about looking at the whole map.
It's always about outplaying your opponents.
I guess if you've played EU, that's exactly how it works in solo queue, but professionally, there's no way that
There's
that's
no
how
difference.
it's going to go.
There's no difference.
I suppose not.
Wow. That's just...
I just feel depressed every single time that I talk to Dylan. I don't know what it is. It's really bringing me down.
Thank you, Paul.
Paul.
Okay, Paul, can you talk to us a little bit more about this? Dylan was being so negative about this, but I do want to hear more about what you think of the game and how it's been going.
Well, if we're looking at the first 3 minutes of the game, there's been a lot of push coming in from FlyQuest Academy, as Sam has been saying this whole time, but there's also been a lot of jungle pressure coming in from Blabber. He did invade on the top side, was able to get those Krugs, and then from there, he was able to just go down into his own jungle and then path to mid lane, so there's no chance for Lee Sin to get in there. Maxi's just not having a good early game.
Right, and Krugs do offer the most experience early on, so that is definitely a good takeaway. A lot of people don't realize that how important Krugs have become in that early jungle pathing ever since they nerfed the timer on Scuttlecrab.
With that nerf, a lot of junglers have been brought back into the fold, Sejuani especially, benefiting a lot from this. I'm surprised to see Maxi actually playing the Lee Sin, considering it's such a, I don't know, pre-patch pick.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised by that too. I kind of wanted to see maybe like the Gragas we mentioned before, or even the Graves he liked to play even when it's not meta. I know the Nunu pick is something that he was playing a decent amount last split when people didn't actually think it was that good.
It's definitely one of those picks that if you're comfortable on it, keep playing it, but otherwise, it's just not a meta pick, and as you get into higher levels of competition, you have to just be playing the meta picks.
Yeah, it is true. It is true. Though I do think there is a little bit of merit to what Dylan was saying before.
Sure.
That
you have to outplay.
You do have to have a little bit like that. That's why G2 was able to win MSI. They were able to play things that a lot of people weren't ready for. The Syndra bot lane. True. Something that people weren't ready for. Pyke top lane. Wonder playing that effectively. There are these
I am
picks,
just getting flashbacks. Yeah. It is not good.
But that's the thing. You have these picks that can work. You have to just make sure that you're comfortable enough into certain matchups. This is why Lux, I think, has been coming a little bit more into the meta, because people realize that Lux is great into Zoe.
And also, she has that shield that is just so strong. If you max it first, you are giving your jungler literally 300 health on base. That's just absurd.
Which is also why we're seeing Yuumi play here, because Yuumi pretty much can do that while staying safe herself.
That is true, but again, I look at what got picked and what did. Taking that Arcane Comet, he doesn't have the safety that he would normally have with Aerie.
Yeah, but you can see what they're trying to do. They're just trying to poke out
and
Ethan
push.
Diamond, using the Prowling Projectile every single time. That's kind of surprising, too, into the Sivir matchup. Usually what you want to have happen is you're playing very aggressively level 1 with the Nautilus Sivir, purely because you know if you can get level 2 first, you're going to be able to force out Aerie. Unfortunately, that didn't happen for Keith and Diamond, so they had to play back a little bit.
The Yuumi just trying to get pokes. Just auto attack, and from there, Diamond can't find a way in.
Oh, but he does get it onto Yuumi. That's the target you need to get. First blood going over to Cloud9 Academy.
That's the risk you run when you have Yuumi, is if you're out too much, you can actually get interrupted on the dash for you and me and get hooked into death. From there, you have an 8-second cooldown if you miss it, so
and
it's free kill.
The thing is, heal burned by what did as well. Not burning the exhaust, I think, was a smart move, but Diamond read the situation immaculately, realized that this is the time to pick up that kill.
So again, you have to be safe, but at the same time, you have to get the poke. Yuumi is a very thin line that you have to balance between, and right there, Wadid just didn't quite have it.
It is a little unfortunate for them, and now that gives a First Blood gold over to Keith on the Sivir, into the Sivir and Nautilus lane, where we talked about early on that they are expected to be a little bit stronger, and now they're going to be that much more, so they can go back, get a pickaxe and a longsword for Keith, while only having the double longswords and boots for Aerie.
That's a certain difference that we have to look at, but in the top lane, no difference whatsoever. 42 to 43 in CS, neither have backed, both have teleports. So there's a lot that can go on here. They both just hit 6. I don't think they'll go for an all-in quite yet, because that is a situation you do not want. But as I say that, Blabber rotating up.
Not level 6, though, trying to see if they can get Jukes to get the stun on to Engo. Do get a little bit more, but not going to be able to get the permafrost stacked up from Jukes. The flash out of Engo burned.
Definitely what they wanted, though. They just needed to get that summoner spell, and now Blabber has a very easy path for the rest of this game. Focus on top, but if that doesn't work, go to bot. Feel out what's happening in terms of pressure.
And take a look at the minimap right now. Maxi going for the invade onto the red buff, hoping that to get some camp, but everything had been cleared earlier by Blabber. He had already passed towards the top side of the map. Now the Krug's just respawning. There could be a collapse on a Maxi right now.
Look at all this vision, though, coming in from FlyQuest Academy. Lee Sin has everywhere to bounce to, and he knows exactly when the enemy is coming. So he sees Blabber at red, decides to back out, and will instead go for his red, most likely.
He had to. There's no way you stay there. You have a Sivir in lane who can easily shove in, which allows Diamond to be able to play up into the jungle to try to rotate for Blabber. Plus, Golden Glue was already ready on the path. Even with that vision control, Trumpist couldn't actually shove in hard enough, fast enough.
It's really hard to get the early shove on Sylas without at least a damage item, but as you can see, he's just building that Fairy Charm and No Magic Mantle, trying to get the duel more than the clear.
A little bit surprising, too.
Yeah.
It is cheap gold. It's pretty much what you get when you know that you don't really have much else you can buy, and you're trying to get something that you can sell back for a good cost in return.
But that No Magic Mantle first means he's not going to have any damage whatsoever, and what can that really build into that he wants? Is he going for a Banshee's Veil first? Because I feel like that's not going to help him out a whole lot.
Hook barely not connecting in the spot lane onto Airy, but level 6 on Keith, about to get level 6 for Diamond, so maybe once that happens, they can look for that play before Featherstorm is available for Airy.
And because of that top lane forcing the flash out, Engo now has to farm under turret against a Riven, one of the scariest situations that you could be in as a top laner. Look at the buys that have come in as well. The Hex Drinker coming in.
Smart buy.
Jukes is going to be able to do this all day.
Oh, they found Engo. There is no flash. Equalizer used, but not really too well to be able to cut out a path to get out of there and giving the kill to Jukes.
Definitely who you want to give the kill to. He is now a 1-0 Riven. If my solo queue games are anything to go by, that means GG. But Jukes, very talented on this Riven. You could see how this worked out. All he did, force Rumble into the bot side, and Sejuani pathing as early as the mid lane.
Exactly.
So very good play coming out of Jukes.
And that's what I was about to say, is the fact that Blabber knew right away. Jukes is like, we can get this. And the moment he spotted on that ward, they go for it.
That ward was put there a long time ago. You can see about a minute on that. He puts the control ward down. That's just going to be a free 30 gold donated in addition to the kill.
So, kill onto Jukes, a kill in this bot lane onto Keith. It is level 6 now for Airy. That's that double safety that you kind of get when you have the Sivir because you have a free spell shield that you can use. Same thing with Xayah utilizing the Featherstorm. But I love this coming in from Blabber, really trying to punish the fact that Engo has no flash.
And Engo, with those Sorcerer's Boots, not going to be able to get away from this.
No Glacial Prison just yet. I don't know if they want to dive this. They are able to get a lot of CC, a lot of damage, but no, oh, there it is, trying to get the Blade of the Exile, but they had to take the tower for so long. Jukes had to flash out of there. Engo is really low, but nobody can take a tower shot just yet. They have to heal up a little bit more. There goes Jukes, trying to see if they can get the shield. Has to get away. The damage comes in. Blabber's going to be able to pick up the kill, but unfortunately, Jukes goes down.
Just barely not enough there. That an E-nerf to Riven, so she doesn't have shield quite as often. Coming in clutch there for Engo, able to get a 1-for-1 in that top trade.
And unfortunately for Cloud9 Academy, the fact that Blabber was on the top side Maxi made the smart call in getting the Mountain Drake so that they have a little bit more of that objective clear that they need to as the game continues on.
And right now, looking at this mid lane, Sylas has recouped a lot of the CS differential that was building up for Golden Glue and will be able to push into this mid game with a lot of damage.
And going for the rush on the Merc Treads just for the tenacity.
Okay.
Making sure that you're not getting rooted up for too long by the Rune Prison, because that could be detrimental. You're trying to get in there with Kingslayer so you can heal up effectively, as well as the chains. You don't want to be stuck in place for too long.
More than that, I think it's for the Blabber ganks. If he ever comes in with Glacial Prison and the passive, he's going to be locked down forever. With the Merc Treads, he's going to be safe against that. So now that's one less target that Blabber has.
So hopefully we'll see the next gank coming in from Blabber be a little bit more fruitful, not having to worry about giving up a free kill over to a Rumble. The dive was valiant in attempt, but I think it should have been obvious that, unfortunately, going up against a Rumble, it's very hard to dive him. People always underestimate him because they think he's a lot squishier, but he has the shield that he can get.
He has the shield, he has the ultimate. Whenever the Equalizer comes out, that is just a slow field that you cannot get away from. And something else you can't get away from is this Rift Herald going down to FlyQuest. Blabber knows about it, they're pinging onto it, but there are 4 members of FlyQuest Academy here able to deter any sort of counter.
Yeah, but 4 members as well from Cloud9. You can see that mid lane Diamond was there. They could have possibly gone for it, but they didn't have Keith, and he doesn't have teleport to be able to join in, so they're a little bit afraid. Now, we see FlyQuest Academy being able to get out, Maxi controlling the objective game.
And they gave it to Yumi, so I'm very curious if they're just going to shove that down bot or if they're going to make a 5-man push towards that mid lane. FlyQuest Academy, they have the Earth Dragon, so they can get a turret down pretty darn quickly. I'm just curious why you didn't give it to Maxi, who can rotate to multiple lanes.
Probably for the bot lane, you can see how they're passing right now from Ari and Wadid. Plus, I guess you can always just attach Wadid to Maxi if you need to. But it is a little bit strange that they didn't give it to the Lee Sin, try to make sure that he can easily push in that top lane, because I feel like that's where you really have to be careful. Jukes on this Riven, 1-1-1 on the scoreboard with that Hex Drinker is going to be able to duel very well with Engo.
And now, under turret, Ari feels pretty confident farming. He almost has the Essence Reaver completed. 2 parts is more than enough to make him feel confident, and with Yumi protecting him, he's not going to get dove anytime soon.
But we do see the Essence Reaver has been completed by Keith, having that little bit of an advantage comparatively. But I don't think they're going to look for that kill. They have Moby Boots on a diamond, so maybe they try to go for that mid lane. Jukes was able to get a good trade, has a level lead, but shield for shield. Not going to see that trade. He's just trying to make sure that he asserts his dominance in this top lane, saying that, okay, you're trying to push in, you're trying to freeze the lane. That's not really going to happen against me. I'm a Riven.
I also heard the Conqueror sound effect go off, so he had it popped at the very end of that, but Engo knew that and backed off the second he knew Conqueror was up. He does not want to fight a Riven who has a level up and has a Conqueror fully stacked.
Diamond and Keith were playing into the jungle, trying to get a little bit of vision control onto Maxi.
Wait a minute.
They popped at bot lane, but because they left, and now they have to get here really quickly, they're going to lose probably this turret if it gets a full charge off right now. Almost goes down. They have to go for the fight, if anything. Here goes the final Temper, trying to get a little bit of damage. They got the root down on a diamond. He's staying alive for now, but while they have 4 members in the bot lane. Can they go for the dive? They're going to get a lot of damage onto Yumi. Had to go into the UNV, but still, no one's dead. Somehow Keith and Diamond survive, even though the turret did go down. They're able to get out of there with their lives.
So I'll be honest, I didn't understand why they gave it to Yumi. Now I understand why they gave it to Yumi. She can pop it without any danger of being stopped because she can use it while she's with someone, with you and me.
That is true.
That's very smart, and I didn't know that. So Wadid, thank you for showing us in the first professional Yumi game how that character is used.
Well, I do wonder, actually, can you stop it if they CC'd Ari?
No, because if Ari gets CC'd, then Yumi can still cast spells and do everything normally.
Oh, okay.
So there's actually no way to stop it unless you kill Ari and CC Wadid in the time that it takes to summon.
Yeah, and that definitely wouldn't happen.
Very hard.
No. TP in behind, coming in from Engo. 5 members are about to go bot lane, but Jukes is also going to be TPing. This is going to be a full-on fight. Equalizer burn. They're going to get the prison onto Engo. They're going to be able to burn down the Rumble before anyone else is going to be able to show in there. Now they can look for the fight if they wanted to, but they back off wisely, saying that we got the kill on the top laner and we don't really need that much more.
Dragon coming up pretty soon, less than 20 seconds away. The Earth Dragon probably going to be taken by Cloud9 Academy, knowing that Engo doesn't have a life or that he has teleport.
Exactly, and they have the 5 members strong here. They have the advantage, even if you do try to go for the fight. It's too risky. They're trying to see if they can get the push into mid lane to try to see if they can trade evenly for the objectives.
So pretty good trade coming in for Cloud9 Academy. They did lose first turret, and that's going to be pretty devastating considering it was pre-14 minutes. They got full plating on that, but otherwise they have the ability to push bot side. They can go to mid, but at the same time, you can see Wadid covering with Ari, and they will not be able to push mid at this time.
So gold is relatively even, within 1,000 gold between the two teams. Doubt it's going to get that much bigger until we see another big team fight, or if we see a turret fall for Cloud9 Academy. They still haven't gotten one, like you said. The first turret going over to FlyQuest. Gives them a little bit of an advantage going into this mid game, but not very much.
It's a little bit, and honestly the fact that Rise completed the Archangel staff means he's going to be scaling very quickly from this point on. Maxi, trying to get a couple camps, does manage to get away from the likes of Jukes, who will now be able to clear out top lane. There's no way Engo can stay against this.
Well, and that's the thing, is right now, Maxi has been doing a pretty good job ever since that early game when he did lose a little bit of control around the jungle. Blabber has been trying to really help out Jukes in the top side, which means sacrificing that vision and control of these monsters in the jungle.
And that's led to a CS discrepancy, but at the same time, you look at levels. Maxi is only 1 level up. That difference is going to become less and less if he doesn't get any kills, because the CS in jungle is going to go down over time relative to the experience you would get from kills.
Plus, Blabber is on that tank, so it's really being about that body for the team, having that really useful ult that you can use to try to see if you can pick off someone like Ari, maybe even Maxi before he's even able to get the engage.
Airy able to wave clear so easily. You could see Cloud9 Academy now pressuring this bot side, knowing it's so low. Strumpus feels the dive coming on.
He put the ward there, and he barely saw Blabber's model, so he knows that Blabber's here and can feel that there's Diamond on his way here. He's backing off.
Very good reaction coming in from Strumpus and the rest of FlyQuest Academy. What will they do in this time? Dive Jukes, perhaps?
That's what they're trying to do. Prowling projectile is only going to hit the minions. But now we have the bot lane. That was the depth charge. Blabber going to go down. He took too many turret shots, and Strumpus could get the 1v2 if he needs to. Realm Warp coming in. Golden Glue barely going to be able to escape.
That's what you have to worry about when you see that he has the Nautilus ult. Depth charge is so strong in a 1v2 situation, especially under turrets. That was a little over-aggressive coming in from Cloud9 Academy.
Especially for the fact that there's that much damage coming out onto Blabber. He's not really that tanky yet. He has a couple tank items, has the jungle item, but you need more to be able to survive going for a full dive onto someone like Strumpus.
Trying his best, but right now you can see FlyQuest Academy doing their best to push this mid lane. They get a little bit of damage, but Diamond is still too much of a threat at this point, and Jukes on the side means they absolutely cannot push on that.
That's the thing that's pretty useful about Yuumi as well. If you're able to keep the prowling projectile in the air long enough, it gets a decent slow, and you saw that utilized against Diamond to make sure that he couldn't engage.
You can see how tough it is for Cloud9 Academy to find what they're looking for. The only thing that FlyQuest Academy is allowing is turret dives, which hasn't gone too well for Cloud9 Academy thus far in this game. And their turret pressure just isn't enough yet. Sivir needs at least 3 items to really start pressuring turrets.
Really, Cloud9 just need to set up a very good team fight. We can see how powerful they are in those. We saw that bot lane fight that happened where they were able to get Engo before anyone is able to collapse quick enough, because you want to have the Rumble in a flank situation. Well, there, when you have that, they can turn on them too quickly.
I'm now thinking back to last season with Cloud9 Academy. This is exactly where they want to be in the early to mid game, because their late game is so strong. If they are not catastrophically behind at this point in the game, this is where they shine, and this is where they start finding the picks that lead them to the many victories they've had in spring season.
I'll have to see them actually be able to execute that here. The turret is being sieged down. Probably going to be able to take down their second turret of the game. Get a little bit more gold for themselves. Now we're finally seeing a gold lead of over 1,000 for Cloud9.
1,000 gold lead may not seem like a lot, but at 18 minutes, they can push that into a Baron coming up in 1 minute and 30 seconds. They just need to find the vision, and you can see in the inventories only 2 control wards for Cloud9 Academy, but at the same time, FlyQuest Academy just don't have the position to contest right now.
Curious to see where a lot of that gold is as well. I'd imagine most of it is onto Jukes. He's been doing a pretty good job of making sure to keep a decent farm lead over Engo, and now has Death Dance working towards what I believe will be a Black Cleaver next.
No surprises there. Pretty much max CDR. Oh, no. That would actually be 30% CDR maximum that he would have at this point. But Jukes still doing pretty good in 1-1.
Landing the hook on Airy. Death Charge coming in, but that does not look like it was very useful. Keith got locked up as well. Death Charge coming in as Retribution stolen away by Strumpus and losing the support. I don't know if he wanted to land that hook.
I know that Airy's with Zaya right now with the you and me, but that's still 2 champions that you have to worry about if you're the side of Cloud9 Academy. The ultimate from Airy is just so easy to get away from stuff, and what did with that was able to get so much damage and just isolate Diamond until he couldn't live anymore.
And look at this. Airy also has stopwatch. So if you thought that Airy was pretty safe before with the Yuumi Featherstorm, now you got a stopwatch to keep both of you safe.
A lot of safety coming in as we see Engo farming as safely as humanly possible, using the Equalizer to clear a wave, and Jukes left to auto-attack a couple times, but will get this turret if Engo does not teleport to it.
Well, we see Strumpus on his way right now, but the problem for Cloud9 Academy is that they're sacrificing so much control around these neutral objectives. Another one goes the way of FlyQuest Academy, with nothing really coming from Cloud9. They're not really putting up that fight. You can tell from the vision control that they don't have that much, so they're going for the on-the-dot Baron.
That's what they had to do. You could see how much vision they've invested into this side of the map. They were free to give up Dragon because they knew it was Infernal. FlyQuest Academy had to go for it. And because of that, they had all the position in the world to go for this Baron.
Taking it really quickly. Got to be able to get that before Maxi was able to show up. So it looks like the risky Baron paid off. They knew that Maxi wasn't going to be in the area.
It was just so easy. Again, they had that play set up for the last minute and a half. We talked about how important control wards were, how important north side vision was, and FlyQuest Academy knew what happened the second that they were taking that Dragon.
Now we got to see the turrets going down, getting that gold into their pockets. The adaptive helm has been completed by Blabber, even getting the rapid fire cannon onto Keith for that increased lane clear to make sure that they can siege down these turrets.
And you can see FlyQuest Academy, they're just trying to get a little bit of gold back into the pockets, try to get build up for this defense that they have to mount against a Baroned up team. And right now, Cloud9 Academy just feeling like they should go for the easiest route, and that's going to be top side, where they have a wave, they have a low turret, and they can just continuously push with Jukes in the bot side.
That's smart, though Jukes does have to be careful because of that vision control coming in from FlyQuest Academy on the bottom side of the map. They are playing towards that, understanding that Jukes was trying to set up the split push. But Cloud9 read it perfectly. They said, Jukes, back off. We don't need you there. You got the lane up.
What we now have to worry about if we're FlyQuest Academy is the fact that their win condition is the dragons. They're trying to wait for that Elder Dragon after getting several of the elementals. And if they do that, they're waiting for the scaling, which unfortunately favors Cloud9 Academy. So this plan may not work out for them if they can't get a few key picks before that.
Well, that's the thing. They couldn't get a couple picks, but look at the pick potential coming in from Cloud9 Academy themselves. They could even dive this turret really effectively onto Engo. Has not completed the stopwatch onto this Rumble, so he has to back out. He has to be so careful, and it's forcing everyone coming to the top side of the map.
Look at all that damage going in.
Whoa, wow, they actually followed up, trying to get the kick. They're going to kick back here. Comes the FlyQuest. They're not going to be able to get the kill. They're going to be able to root down Yubi. They're going for one day. They will have Jukes on the other side, too, playing huge on that getting the kill onto Engo. They're going to try to see if they can turn it around a little bit more. They're going to be able to get the hook onto Strumpets. They unfortunately do lose Jukes in the fight. They're going to be able to get the turret. They're going to be able to have a huge win for the team, and they're continuing it. They want to see if they can get more out of that fight.
Jukes a Bombado, but he's not Bombado enough for that play. Did manage to go down, getting a kill for himself and 2 on the backside for the rest of his team. So Cloud9 Academy still got a strong push going on, but will decide to back.
I don't know about you. I think he made the jukra on that one. He was able to make the play. He got 3 members on the other side. You can see they were trying to go for this engage with Maxi and what did, but because they lost both the jungler and now the support's left to dry, look at that. Look at what is happening from Jukes. He keeps the carries all pinned out into the turret.
But he just barely goes down because of the death stance. And if you're Jukes, you feel pretty bad about that. But at the same time, for Cloud9 Academy, you feel pretty darn good about it.
I'd take that play any day of the week. The fact that you're able to make sure that you zoned away all the carries so they couldn't support your jungler or your support, that's huge.
Definitely what the team needed at this time, but you can see in the picture-in-picture now zoomed out to full that Cloud9 Academy don't have the Baron anymore, but instead are pushing towards the mid lane, got a strong wave in the bot side, may have to worry about top. That turret might just go down to those minions.
They were able to get 2 turrets in the top lane, so maybe losing that top turret to minions isn't the worst thing in the world, especially because they're trying to set up the siege in the mid lane. They have Blabber in the bot lane for some reason. Teleports coming in from Airy as well as from Woodid, showing up 5 members in that mid lane. Wait, no. Woodid didn't tether onto Airy as he went for the TP.
That means he's going to walk, but he does have the home guard, so he is able to get over to there. That turret's going to go down.
That's the problem. It's because he wasn't tethered, they lose control. They would have had 5 members strong in the mid lane, and there's a cannon minion working its magic onto that turret. Finally, the Baron is gone, but the turret is not.
And now Cloud9 Academy have so many options available to them. They could go top side, there's no outer turrets left. They could go bot side, where this turret is pretty much indefensible by the likes of FlyQuest Academy, and it looks like they're going for the latter.
They're trying to see if they can defend it. They had the vision in that bush. It's still pretty healthy, and there's no Baron anymore, so they got to be careful on the side of Cloud9 Academy, especially with the Equalizer, all the ults being up on the side of FlyQuest. They get pinched. It could be a wipe.
Very tough, but at this point, Cloud9 Academy has the tankiness to dive these turrets. I don't know that FlyQuest Academy wants to put all this pressure down here, considering their side lane control just isn't there. But
that's why they're sending Jukes onto the side lane, trying to see if he can push in mid lane, maybe even rotating top. But right now, FlyQuest, they read the fact Jukes isn't going to be there. No TP either. Wanted to get on to the members of Cloud9 Academy, but not able to reach.
But Cloud9 Academy still have all this disengage. They have the On the Hunt, they have the Depth Charge if need be, and they have the Realm Warp. So they have all these abilities to get away if FlyQuest Academy engages when they don't want to.
Now with this, that's the 3rd Mountain Drake of the game and should be in the hands of Cloud9 Academy, who want to control the Baron when it comes up next time around. So having double Mountain Drakes is going to be pretty key.
It should be pretty close to a minute left on that Baron. Cloud9 Academy now trying to put their vision over there. They don't have any control words in the inventory. That's why wisely Diamond is back in at this point. FlyQuest Academy have an opportunity here, but you can see the jungle already littered with wards on the side of FlyQuest Academy.
Look at the inventories on FlyQuest Academy. 1, 2, 3 stopwatches have been built for them. I'm almost surprised we don't see a 4th for Maxi just to be able to survive all that engage and pick potential coming in from Cloud9 Academy.
Engo has finished up his Zhonya's Hourglass, so in addition to all of those, he does have the ability to do some AP damage. and that's going to be necessary against this team where Blabber is pretty much unkillable by the equalizer. He needs to go for Keith, he needs to go for Gold Blue, and he needs to find Jukes before Jukes can make too big of a play.
Jukes does have the Hex Drinker. It's off cooldown now, so he will be able to get that Magic Shield when looking for these fights, and that's pretty far behind that Engo is. 2 items compared to the 2.5 on Jukes. You even see that from Keith, having just completed the Infinity
third
Egg.
item.
Exactly. And not even having the components just yet from Airy. He's still sitting on a lot. He wanted to get a control ward, holding onto that Doran's blade instead of trying to get the BF sword. So if the fight starts, there's going to be so much more damage coming into Cloud9.
And Blabber looking on the top side, might be able to find it.
Oh, he gets the engage. It's Maxi that he found out, trying to see if they can pick him off. Now, the back line, they got a lot of damage on his Strumpus. Going to be able to get him gold. Trying to see if they can pick up the kill. They're going to give it over to the killing spree of Golden Glue. Now the flash in with the dredge line on. They have a lot of damage coming in. Another stopwatch yet again. Finally, someone, but Jukes is going crazy in this fight. Trying to get Airy and get what did, but they're back in the base, trying to see if they can defend it, but they've lost everyone else. They were able to get the root on a diamond, but not going to be able to get anything else. The Baron is up.
Even without Blabber, they still have the full ability to go in for that. You could see Cloud9 Academy, once they start a fight, they go in for the fight. Jukes missed that jump over, but
no one saw that. No.
Nope.
Sure.
You're right.
That did not happen.
Sorry,
Did you not see him get over the wall?
He did it.
Don't
First
lie
try.
to us. Don't lie to us.
First try. So
And
Jukes now going to be able to get that very easily. Double Mountain Drake and a Sivir with 3 items. That it didn't live for very long.
Cloud9, all except Blabber, getting the Baron, but you don't really need it on the jungler anyways. You want it on your split pusher like Jukes, who's about to get TP off of cooldown. They can throw all their members in the top lane if they wanted to, bot lane if they wanted to. They can easily start routing FlyQuest Academy, and like you said earlier, Sam, when Cloud9 has this advantage, very rarely have we ever seen them slip.
They really know how to push their advantages. They know how to go for neutral objectives, and they know when to back off when it is not their fight. They found the weakness in FlyQuest Academy, they found their fight, and they got the picks they needed. So now, FlyQuest Academy has a chance of maybe coming back if Silas can get 16, but at the moment, there's just nowhere he can find experience.
Maxi smites blue. Still
Realm
away
Warp.
from you. Oh, Realm Warp into that inhibitor turret mid lane. They got the minions. They got the hook on Engo as well. They have the in-game final jab. They're going to be able to rid up a couple of members. They don't have any stopwatches anymore. They use them all in the last fight, so they're going to be able to get the kill on Engo. Not going to be able to get the Jukes! Oh, the damage coming in. It's real. He doesn't care if there's 2 Nexus turrets. He wants to go right into the base. He wants to kill Maxi, routing him all the way back to the base while Golden Glue
Golden
gonna be able
Glue!
to clean up on.
No!
He gets shut down. Oh,
What did the outplay?
But it doesn't matter because right now they only have what did. They only have Maxi baroned up minions in the base of FlyQuest Academy. The first game of the split is going to go to Cloud9 as they pick up Maxi yet again. They try to see if they can give away the kill to Jukes, but Jukes is saying, nah, I'd rather end the game. I want to be able to win my first Academy game of the split.
But wait, Maxi was able to get a really great outplay with what did, and now he's going
But
back
now
in.
Jukes trying to see if they can get on target. They have the damage. They got the kill, and now what did trying to see if he can get a little bit more. He wants to be able to get the support for supportive combat, but they're going to be able to double kill over to Jukes and go respawn. So Cloud9 can't end just yet, but that is still huge for them.
Cloud9 Academy still very much in the driver's seat of this game, almost a 10,000 gold lead as another turret falls, and that's going to be FlyQuest Academy very much on the back foot. You can see how all this started. It was just a mid lane play with a Realm Warp, and Airy gets caught. No, it was Engo who got caught with the hook into every single combo that was available to Cloud9 Academy. There's just so much damage that you can't do anything about, and when Jukes is on the backside, there is absolutely no way to get away from him.
And very few stopwatches were available for FlyQuest Academy. Only one who had it was Airy, but he didn't use it again. Didn't even have the cooldown for Featherstorm in that fight. So without your AD carry, without the damage from Strumpus or Engo, there's very little they can do. Even though what did was able to get the outplay on to Golden Glue, it doesn't help that much. You're still behind massively.
At that point, Maxi should have gone for Jukes, maybe attempted to fight the Riven with what did available to him, but instead they decided to go for Diamond, who was still too tanky to actually be taken down without a damage source coming in.
We're gonna have our final dragon before Elder about to spawn. It's gonna be an Infernal and even it up for Cloud9. There's that advantage for FlyQuest before. They had a little bit more damage coming in from the dragons, but no more. Gonna have those resistance, those buffs going over to Cloud9, as well as they're gonna be able to Realm Warp in, and they're looking for yet another turret. They want to make these plays and route FlyQuest Academy.
They're still taking these safe plays. Yes, there were a couple dives on the turrets, but now they've refocused, and now they're just going for the neutral objectives. They're gonna go for the turret, go for the inhib, and play this one by the books. Very safe coming out of Cloud9 Academy.
Look how quick that turret goes down with a cannon minion powered up by the Baron. Got it down very low. They were already able to get that final outer turret themselves. Now they're going to wait for the minions to come back in. I don't think they have the Baron anymore, just timed out, so that's going to be all on them if they're going to be able to get that hook onto Ares. Yeah, they burst down, Strumpet, and now in the backline. They didn't even need to. Just showed up to the fight. He's going to be able to get a nice stun onto members that he needs to. Edgar's going to be golden, but they're going to be able to get the double kill on the back. Then onto Edgar's a triple kill for Golden Glue. They want to continue it. They want to find Ares. Golden kill. Oh! Not going to be able to get it. Instead, it's going to be over to Keith. He picks up the kill, and now it's time to end the game. Cloud9 Academy starting off the season right.
Very good plays coming in. A couple struggles here and there, but it's not Cloud9 Academy without a hiccup or two, and that's going to be the game. That's going to be a 100% win.